Hi everyone, Frank. I've got two great guests on with me tonight. I've got George Scott, the Lost Shankly boy. Yes, the Lost Shankly boy. And I've got Tommy Batty, the Lost Everything. The Lost Everything. He goes out with his mates, and they've all got bus passes, and they call themselves the Bus Pass Boys. And they travel everywhere, free of charge on the buses. You know, just brilliant. So I've got these two on, but just before I have them on, I want to wish someone a happy birthday. And I'd like the lads, to wish him a happy birthday. And he's not too good at the moment. And he's an Italian. He's an Italian lad named Pino. And I'm going to bring our lovely guests on, these football. And there they are. Look at them. Hey, there they are. Look, there they are. Hey, Tommy.
Frank. All right, George.
Hey, George.
Hi, Frank. Hi, Timmy. Good to see your smiling faces. Oh, yeah. Great to see you again.
Let's go. We've got a lot to talk about tonight because the title is, I'm not going to go into it yet, the title is Leaking Goals, a Worry, ? Okay? So we'll be talking about, what's going on with the Reds today. But I just want to wish a lovely lad, Pino, Big Red, Italian, still lives in Italy, and he does get over now and again, but he hasn't been too well. And it's his birthday today. It's his birthday. So, buon compleanno mio amico Pino. So I want the lads as well. They'll wish you all the best as well. Tommy.
Happy birthday, Pino.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Pino. I hope you get better soon, mate. And the only Italian I know is Io che amo solo te.
Oh, yeah, see.
I love only
the show is gone.
You.
But the show is
Tell Pino,
gone.
when I went to Italy with Liverpool in 1963, that was the Eurovision Song Contest winner. Io che amo solo te. And I came home and I said it to Carol, and she, it means I love only you.
Oh, you're romantic.
Happy birthday, Pino. Good luck, mate. Good luck.
The only one I know is Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia.
I used to say that to my mum when I went in. Mamma Mia.
Well, that's it. Everybody on the whole of Merseyside, everybody I'm talking about, all spoke Italian, because when you were shouted up, to get to bed, or when you were playing football in the street or the square or wherever, and where are you, Mamma Mia? We all spoke Italian. Tommy, can you turn your thing off again because you're crackling?
Oh, you're okay, man.
No, it's not my fault. It's not your fault. So how are you, George?
I'm good, thanks, Frank. I just realised today it's 63 years since I've been watching Liverpool, because I met Gordon Wallace for lunch and we had a lovely chat about our time at Anfield. We had a lunch up in his house at West Derby, actually. And it was amazing to think, it's a long time, isn't it? 63 years.
Yes, yeah. And, I was down there as a young kid watching Liverpool win the FA Cup for the first time. And it was unbelievable. Yeah. That resonates with me all the time. And 77, the very first European Cup we won, so they'd resonate, the very first trophies that we won. And the thing is, if you're arguing with someone, not saying arguing, but all of a sudden they tell me to go and support another club, and what's that all about? They don't realise how long we've been supporters for.
Absolutely. There's no other club like us. No other club like Liverpool.
No.
It's just been voted again. I noticed Liverpool Stadium, Anfield, has been voted the most atmospheric stadium in the Premier League again.
Oh, absolutely. Well, this is it. Do you know what? Can I just say hello to this fella here, Jamie Phillips, Football Chats? If you think we're passionate, you want to hear this fella, and that's his podcast, Jamie Phillips Football Chats, and I follow it. I'm always on, and he's a cracking fella, and he has great guests on, and he has one where I'm going to there trying to. I'm going to copy him, where we have the likes of Charlie Woods or Stephen Snape, for example. Who tune in, all the lads who tune in, that is, to have a come on, as a little 5-minute guest or whatever, and saying what they want to really say. But this fella, I'd follow him. I'd follow him if I was, the lads out there. But what I want everyone to do, please smash the like button. Just press the like button to get the algorithm out there. And someone said to me, spell algorithm. I said, I won't. Spell algorithm. I won't.
What's an algorithm?
Yeah, exactly. Who does he play for?
Yeah.
But anyway, Stephen Snape said, look at that. Look at that. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. You're a great guy, Frank. Look at that. 100%. Thank you, Jamie.
Frank, praise indeed. Yeah.
But honestly,
I'll just get the sick buckets. Hang on.
But honestly, this fella, he's brilliant. And there's no holds bars, There's no holds bars with him. If you think like the way we go, honestly, you want to hear this fella. But there's guests as well. They're really nice guests. And they know the football. That's the main thing. They know everything. So it's really good. It's really good. Thank you so much, Jamie, for tuning in to me. Thank you so much. And I've got to get this out. Stephen Snape, happy birthday, Pino. Evening, lads. That's nice.
Good evening, Stephen.
That's lovely. Evening, Frank. Evening, George. You were there when you put yourself off.
It's all right, Chef. It's all right, Chef. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Charlie.
It's okay.
And look at this. Good evening, Frank, says Paul Burke. And boys, your boys now. You're the box of toys. I have to say, big trouble ahead. If yesterday was anything to go by, we'll be discussing that, Paul. By second string, nowhere near good enough. Sorry, don't be sorry, because I think we will be discussing that. And look at Charlie Woods. Algorithm. Isn't that the birth control for Catholics? Hang on, leave us Catholics out of it. Oh, that's great, isn't it?
Great stuff.
So listen, I'd like your opinion. I'm going to you, George, first, because you're an ex-pro, you're the Shankly signed you. What did you think of yesterday? Now, I know it's only a pre-season, but these were a second division side. What did you think about that game yesterday? Did it have you worried?
Well, it wasn't brilliant. We lost 4 goals for a start, which is unacceptable at any level, really. No. But it is a training session, really. I think fans shouldn't get too upset about it at this stage of the season. When I was there, and probably it's the same now, the manager uses this to get players minutes on the pitch, to find out different systems, look at young lads, see how they're coming on. It won't make a jot of difference when we kick off against Chelsea, as far as I'm concerned. I think we'll have the full strength first team out. They'll be up for it. And I wouldn't get the head down too much about it, although it was disappointing, Frank. One of the things I think we need to really worry about this year is, as it says in the title, leaking goals. Because in the Premier League last year, I thought quite a lot of times we gave goals away, silly goals at the back, breakaways, and We've got to stop that. We've got to tighten the defence and not give goals away, because the attacking players we've got can score goals up front, the likes of Gakpo and Diaz and Salah. I mean, so they need to be protected by a strong defence. So personally, I'm disappointed we didn't beat, as you said, a second division team. But, you know, we scored 4 goals as well. So, you know, I'm not too unhappy. I mean, I know what you're saying before, Paul, but and if any fan's going to be disappointed if we don't put away a second division team. And any Liverpool team should really beat them. But, yeah, as I say, I'm not too worried about it.
What's your take, Tom?
I think it was a tale of two halves, really, wasn't it? First half, I thought we played brilliant. In the second half, we looked leggy. We didn't look like we knew where we were going to be playing, which to me, it's understandable. You know, you've got young lads out there, and you know, they're looking. The second half was I'd say a poor performance. But I thought the first half was great.
Well, when I looked at it, you're right, Tom. You know, it was a game of two halves. But I'm looking at the senior players in that second half. Matip was absolutely dreadful.
Yeah.
And so was Joe Gomez. Now,
they won't
Matip, he hardly did, you know. And to me, he's down the pecking order anyway. And the problem is that there's no one coming in. And Joe Gomez, now he's been like that now for a couple of years. I wouldn't trust him against any top side. I really wouldn't. So something has to be done. That really, you know, let's see what Paul Burke says. Fair play, George, but my point is, any injuries to the first 11, we are in trouble. And that's
when we know we need to shore up the back four. Definitely, we definitely need someone in that one, or at least one in the back four.
And Charlie Wood says the first half was okay, but the kids gave goals away. Second division team, but they were further along with their pre-season. It makes no difference. Liverpool, you know, I'm talking about the players, the fine athletes, and that was our second game. And that second game should never have been like a league 4 goals. That's 6 goals in 2 games in pre-season. And we're playing Chelsea in less than 3 weeks' time. And here's my point. We've let 8 players go and we've brought 2 in. And I think that we need another 2 midfielders. Definitely need a defensive midfielder. And also a centre-back, left-sided centre-back. So what's your take on those 2 midfielders that we need? You know what I'm saying, that is. And not only me, you know, a lot of people are saying that, Tommy. And also a left-sided centre-back, because our defence.
We've been saying this now since the season ended, Frank.
Yeah.
Left-sided central defender, a good defensive midfielder, and a right-sided defensive midfielder, if we get them. But the thing is, I trust Jurgen Klopp, and he knows who he's going to bring in before this is over, and I trust him. Well, I think I'm optimistic about the start of the season. I'm glad we got 4 goals against us yesterday instead of in a couple of weeks' time against Chelsea, put it that way.
Yeah. But, you know, George, carrying on from what Tommy's saying, you know, and about new players, really new players coming in, if you know what I mean. You know, the likes of 2 other midfielders. We're all right forward. The forwards are, they're great.
Yes.
They're great. Like, we'll always get goals with them. But we need a midfield to shore up the defence and to give the lads up front, you know, a game, if you know what I mean. But on the defence...
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you entirely, Frank. And as Tommy said, we've been speaking about this for a while, and it's really, really urgent now. Jurgen seems to be making the right noises. He's going to get somebody, but he's only got 2 weeks to get them and get them up and running. And making noises about Flavia from Southampton, but I'm not sure he's a defensive midfielder. He's, or maybe he is. Yeah, he's only young, and apparently we've made a bid for him at 39, 40 million, and they want 50 million. And then they're looking at people like Phillips from Man City, or other one or two names I've seen mentioned. The guy from Fulham, Paulinho. So there's names being mentioned at the moment. Quite a lot of names, and things must be going on behind the scenes, I would have thought, because if we can see we need shoring up at the back, we need a centre back, and I'm surely Klopp and his people at the club must see that. So I hope they get them. We need to get them, Frank.
Yeah, but I refer back, and me and Tommy were talking about this. This is at the beginning of the season, and Tommy and I was talking about it. When we were screaming out for midfielders, Tommy and I were screaming out for midfielders. And Jürgen, on the penultimate day that the window was shut, he actually admitted that he actually said to the journalist, "You were right, I was wrong." And what he brought in was Artur Melo. Now, come on.
Yeah. I agree.
If he knows, why hasn't anything been done? Because he actually said, didn't he, before pre-season started, I want the players in so that they, can prepare them for the beginning of the season. That's what he said. And we've only brought 2 in out of 8, if you know what I mean. And that's the worrying thing for me and a lot of other fans as well. What's your take on that, Tommy?
I can only agree with you, Frank. But see, the way you look at it is this: it doesn't. It's out of our hands. We can have our opinion, of course we can. But whoever starts against Chelsea, they're the team we back.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean. It's out of our hands. It's up to Jurgen Klopp and his people behind the scenes to get these players in as quick as they can. We can say who we like, but that's only our opinions.
Yeah, of course. Opinions count, by the way. No matter what says, opinions count, Tommy. My opinion, and it's only my opinion, we need another 2 mids. We really do. Because as I think it was Paul Burke who said, any injuries, and we're back to square one. Just imagine having the same, we can't have the same midfield because the likes of Milner's gone, the likes of Henderson's gone, the likes of, all the midfielders have gone. There's only Thiago there, and he's injured. He's still injured. So we'd have the kids in midfield who we know are not strong enough to hold the ball. And Fabinho,
you'll have Trent in midfield.
Sorry?
You'll have Trent in midfield.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but Trent needs players around him.
Yeah. The way I look at it, I mean, there's no way Trent is going to go back in the back 4. No way at all.
No, he's midfield. He's midfield now. He's been midfield for 10 games and playing brilliantly. So he's going to be midfield, definitely.
What we really need is a top-class right back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, look,
100%.
If everything could be rosy, and we as the owners who would spend, say to Jurgen Klopp, here, there's your budget. We've only spent less than 100 million. There's Arsenal, who came second in the league. They spent over 200 million, and they still haven't stopped. All our rivals are spending big, and they're getting in the star players. We're like,
I know what you're saying, Frank. I know what you're saying, but that doesn't make any forward opinion like they're going to be the best players they can get.
No, of course not. Charlie Woods, we've let more go. We've let more go. We've let some kids go, and nobody noticed. And he's right. He's absolutely right. And he says there are names being mentioned we wouldn't usually look at. He's right. See, this Lavia lad, he's 19. He's the same age as young Betetic. And I think Betetic is better. He's better.
Yeah.
And we're looking at him, to shore up, our defence to take over Fabinho. Whether Fabinho's going, I just don't know. But he wants to go. He wants to leave now, Fabinho. So what's the use of everything falls through and he's playing for us, not wanting to be there? And this is we've got big problems and no one's realising it. Nobody. Apparently, Mbappe has always wanted to play for Chelsea and they are considering paying the asking price. There you go.
Well, I've never heard that.
Well, I mean, Mbappe is that. That is just like. I don't think we should even bring him into the conversation, Mbappe, because he's just not us.
He's going to Saudi for a year and then he'll go to Real Madrid.
Yeah. Well, that's what the idea is. About 240 million or something like that was said on it.
That's ridiculous.
I can't see Chelsea in any way spending. They've already spent 600 million and they finished 12th.
I wouldn't care who he was. I wouldn't pay that for anyone.
No. What about Charlie Woods?
You're right with one thing, Frank. I agree with you about.
I agree with Charlie. Yeah.
They want 50 million, and we are saying, "Oh, we'll give you 39. Then we'll give you 45." Yeah. They really wanted the boy. They'd pay 50 million.
Yeah.
We just say, "There's your money. Come on." He wants to come.
If they want him, yeah. But
if they want him, they just buy him.
I'll tell you who I'd like. Now, there's Bayern Munich, and this is where the little pendulum swinging with Fabinho. He's wanted to go to. Well, he never wanted to go. He was asked, you're being transferred. Got to say that for him over to Saudi. Now, Bayern's coming for him, Bayern Munich, because they want him apparently. So the pendulum swung over towards Bayern. Now, how about this? Without taking any money off Bayern, we just do a swap to you for that Kimmich. Swap to you. And we've got...
This is going through their heads.
I think Kimmich is brilliant myself. I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Big German as well. So let's see what Schmacher does. Schmacher is it,
The Blanazai, whatever.
The fella who does the transfer.
Oh, him.
Yeah, Schmacher. Yeah, get your finger out. Because he's a German and he's looking at German players, but I haven't seen sight and the sound of any German players that he's mentioned. There's only that Kimmich. To be honest.
Well, what Charlie Woods just said there, Frank. What Charlie Woods just said there about young Bradley.
Yeah.
And the other one was Ben Doak. Them two players to me stood out yesterday.
Yeah.
Especially Ben Doak.
Ben Doak.
He just wants to go forward. That's it. Forward.
Yeah.
But that young Bradley, he was getting stuck in all over the pitch. Great lad.
Well, in the first game, when young Doak came on, he's playing, and he's a big German. He must have been about 9 foot tall, and he's running with Doak, and Doak's trying to, and he stood and he just looked at her as much as saying, and that's the kid. That's the kid. That's that little kid.
That's the little Jimmy Johnson in him.
That's it. I was just going to say that. You always steal me thunder. I was going to say to George, one of the great little Jimmy Johnson. That's who he reminds me of. And he took no nonsense, did he, Jimmy?
No.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, you're right. So you're right there, Tommy. Jimmy Johnson. And wouldn't it be great, you know, if he was as good as little Jimmy as
Well,
well?
he's only 17, so he's got a lot of growing to do, a lot of
But as,
experience to get.
Fantastic prospect, isn't he?
but as you
Fantastic
said,
prospect.
Sammy, but as you said, Sammy, you know, he's got no fear. He just runs at
No, he just wants to go forward. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, remember when
Stephen
Michael Owen
Snape
came in?
too.
He's only 17, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. And Stephen Snape
He's got the
says
skill, he's old enough.
they've all but got Lavia. However, it's spelt from Southampton, I believe. Me, I'd stick a cheeky 35. They've already done it. 85 million for Casido. Actually punch your weight for once. A pipe dream, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I would definitely agree with that.
yeah, but the
I agree with that. We
point
could go for him. He'd be great. He'd be great.
there's never going to be 85 million that our owners, and it comes down to them, our owners will pay.
No.
Because, as I said, we've already spent less than, if you know what I mean. And I think
But
that
the thing is, Frank, the thing is, we're going to buy 2 players. More than likely, cost us 90 million for 2 players. Why don't we just get him?
yeah, no, I fully understand. But we also need, as you said, Tommy, before, a right back. And as George and I said, we need a left-sided centre-back as well. That's what we need.
Definitely, yeah.
So, you know, it's another...
Yeah, because Matip and Gomez worry me.
Or 3 players, if you're saying, you know, pay out, you know, just buy Casino. And I agree, by the way. I totally agree with you. Because don't forget, Casino's got experience. Not only experience, but he's got experience playing alongside McAllister.
Yeah.
And the Premier League, too.
Premier League. Yeah, he's got all the experience. And we've lost all that experience with the likes of the lads that have gone. If you know what I mean. So, and
I see the new lad injured, didn't he? Don't we?
There's some girl. we need a big rebuild, and 2 in for 10 out isn't even a drop in the ocean, says Francine Carlyle. Is she right?
I'm not going to argue with her.
You know your place.
Definitely.
No comment.
She phoned me up. She phoned me up the other day. She said, "Do you fancy going out, Dad?" And it was late in the afternoon, actually. And I went, "Is it raining?" And she went, "Not yet." So I had to say yeah, because I won't go out in the rain. So I had to say yeah. Anyway,
I see the photographs.
Got soaked. Got soaked, you know, a little bit later on. But we had a smashing night. Look at this one, Sam. This is for you and George.
There you go.
You with me?
I'm glad we'll be in Turkey, Frank, when she's on.
Yeah, George, Francine, you know my daughter, she's going to keep the podcast going from here. You know, while Tommy and I are away.
When you're away,
So
of course you're going away, are you? When you go, when are you going?
Me and Frank are going to make a guest appearance.
Yeah, we're going on the 5th of September. And we're still going to come on the show, but Francine will be running it, you know.
That's great. Yeah, fantastic. Brilliant.
She'll be turning up. Removing up.
Have to be on the best behaviour.
Yeah. But the first Tuesday it's on, we'll be up in the air by then. So it won't be the first one, it'll be the second one.
So what do you think of that? What do you think of Francine's comment, by the way? We need a big rebuild, and 2 in for 10 out of 10 out isn't even a drop in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, you totally agree with it, but you're never going to get it.
You're never going to get them, and before the start,
it's never going to happen.
You might get 2. Not the next 3 weeks, anyway.
listen, George, you've played for Liverpool, right? Now, there's talk of a smaller squad than last year. Do you think, I'm saying this now, if there's a smaller squad like this squad now, it's suicide. It really is. It's suicidal, no matter how you look at it. Would you agree?
Of course it would be.
You know, a bigger squad or a smaller one from last season?
Well, you need a bigger squad because we've had injuries last season, and I'm sure we're going to get injuries again. We've already got Dominic injured. I know it's not serious to say, but he's been injured in training game. Yeah. So if that happens in the season, like someone like him gets an injury and he's out for 6 weeks, Thiago comes in, goes out again. I mean, no, we need backup. I agree with what Francine says. And I also agree with Tommy. We're not going to get 7 or 8 players in. We're going to get maybe maximum, being realistic, between now and the Chelsea game, 2 players. That's what I think. I can't see us getting any more, but they've got to be the right players. If they're the right players, if you've got Caicedo and if you've got, the people that we want, then you can start the season against Chelsea with a bit of confidence. I'm confident anyway. But I mean, I think you're right. We need a bigger squad. You got the League Cup, you got the Europa Thursday night games, the FA Cup. You're going to have to we've got a lot of players in midfield, but they're not the right balance. You've got Elliott, you've got the young.
But the thing we've got to watch for here, George, the thing we've got to watch for here is Thiago. He's going to run his contract down, and he'll go for nothing next year.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So don't forget, we've got. So why don't we sell him now?
You make a bit of money on him and then use the money to get somebody else in.
Yeah.
Who's going to buy him, Tommy, while he's injured? He's still injured.
I mean,
I think a lot of the Europeans
teams out there
his ability. So he's got the talent. He just needs to keep fit. Yeah,
it's no matter how we look at the situation, there are issues and problems. There are, no matter how we look at it, we let all these players go, experienced players, and we let them go when it was too late. We should have been letting them go 3 years ago and getting replacements in, rather than, as Fran said, we need a big rebuild, and everybody's saying it. Even Klopp said it at the beginning of the close season. He said, rebuilds, and then there's all this 200 and 250 million being bantered about for the big rebuild, and yet we've got 2 players here, and we spent less than 100 million.
Well, we've just mentioned 3 players there, right? Joe Gomez, Matip, and Thiago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Get rid of them 3 and buy 2 world-class players for them 3.
Yeah. But no one's coming in. Not
100% agree, Tommy.
No, I agree as well. But the point of it all is, who's coming for them? I've never seen anybody. The only player that's come in for somebody is Fabinho. He's the only player. No one came in.
Because they're not up. Because they're not on the transfer.
Yeah, but the Saudis came in for Henderson, didn't they? They came in for Henderson. And you can have him. Because he come to his end of the days with Liverpool. But anyway, that's by the by. But no one came in from further likes a matter. What about Nat Phillips? I thought that he was going. No one's come in for him. Nobody.
He was supposed to be going to Leeds.
I wouldn't mind if Matt Phillips stayed.
No. What I'm saying, Tommy, and as George said, Leeds came in for him, but they must have put in a bid of nothing really.
It was 10 million, I think. 10 million for him.
That's why he's still here. But a championship side, and Nat Phillips is good, but I don't know. No one. Joe Gomez No one, and they're not injured. Thiago,
I think
there was talk that Barca were after him, Barcelona, and even Steven Gerrard in Saudi. Oh yeah, come over here, you'll be laughing. But he refused them. He refused to go out to the Middle East. But Barca, would he go back to Barca because that's where he kicked off his football, didn't he?
No, because he's not stopped, is he? Next season, he can name his own price.
Yes.
The end of next season.
Yeah. Yeah, and he can because.
And I agree with George. On the pitch, you wouldn't get a classier player than him.
No.
But it's keeping him on the pitch.
Keep him on the pitch, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
That's it.
Well, don't forget Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones is a quality player, and he might come on. That could be a help for us as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, there's Lee Bray.
Impressed by him at the end of the season.
And he just says, "Hello, everyone. How's it going? Do you think this Lavia at age 19, after one season in the Premiership, as far as I know, is worth 50 million?"
No.
It's a
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, of course he's not worth 50.
No.
But they know
I
that.
think Carlyle will let him go, didn't we? I mean, he'd probably be as good as him.
Yeah.
Well, let him
better than him.
Out alone.
There's a good one here. Charlie Wood. It's not a rebuild, let's be honest. The owners have a way of working where they bring more money in than going out. The only club in the country that will finish in the black, Afro-Caribbean, for our American friends. And he's right. He's not about the Afro-Caribbean, but in the black, And we're in the
because
black.
FSG run it as a business, Frank. You know that. George knows that. They run it as a business.
Yeah, I fully understand that, but surely there's money there to say, well, here, if you want 200 million, here's 200 million, I won't pay them back. And this is the problem we've had all the time with these owners. And it's a sell to buy, as you know. It's a sell to buy. That's why they're not moving until Fabinho and Henderson, to get the money for them. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, you're right, Frank. You're right. That's exactly why.
And it's terrible. And Charlie Wood says again, even if we sell those players, there's no SG would use the money, and he's spot on again. And Lee Brady, this is the hiccup in the Fab deal, which is slowing us down, getting the 40 million and impacting us, bringing in players. I read it, it could fall through, and he could still end up playing for us. See what happens. He could. In fact, he's been called to train tomorrow with the Reds.
Yeah,
because he's still a Liverpool player.
He might stay.
Well, if he stays,
I hope he does.
How would the fans react? And as I said before, he has stated he wants to go now. He has stated that. For a player, I don't know. I'll go to you, George. I'll go to you. Ex-professional. If a player doesn't want to play for a team, how does that affect his game?
Well, I mean, I think Klopp's similar to Shankly, and Shankly used to say, if you don't want to play for the team, son, on your bike. If you don't want to play for Liverpool Football Club, then you can go. I know these days it's more economics involved, hard cash and all the rest. But if your heart's not in playing for the club and you don't want to be part of the team and the squad, my feeling is that they should let you go, if it's sensible to let you go. Liverpool Football Club is an unbelievable institution. Everybody who comes here should be proud to play for them. In my view, it's a bit of an old-fashioned view, but I think where can you get a better place to play football at the top level than Liverpool Football Club? I mean, there's very few people left this club and have been successful. Only Suarez is the one that brings to mind. Maybe one or two. Maybe Alonso Mascherano for a while. But, I mean, the others that have left, Mane, Wijnaldum, none of them have really gone on to do anything brilliant. You know, so I think Liverpool's is a pinnacle of a player's career at the moment.
What I think of, though, George, what's happened to Fabinho that he wants to leave the club? What's happened?
I would imagine it's money.
Do you know what I think's happened? Can I give you my opinion on this?
Go ahead.
I reckon that, you know the way we're a shelter bike club, no matter how you look at it, I reckon the owners have said, well, you know, you've got to sell a player. You have to sell a player. So therefore, a little bid's come in from the Saudis. And, you know, he's just went up to Fabinho and says, you're going to be sold because we need the money. This is my opinion, by the way. It's just, it's all supposition. It really is.
Yeah.
It's being subjective on the matter.
Yeah, you could be right, Frank. You could be right.
You know, then again, if someone came up to me and said, we don't want you teaching in this classroom anymore, and where am I going? Oh, we don't care where you go, you know, but we just can over me. And they said, you know, was fell ill or whatever, or didn't want the job. And they come back to me and said, I'm just giving you this analogy, to be honest, and said to me, we don't want you to go now. We want you to carry on, you know. How do you think I feel?
So really, you can't blame Fabinho then. You can't blame him if that's what's happened.
Yeah,
you can't blame.
Yeah, if that's what's happened. You can't blame him. You know, and he's been offered a lot of money to go to Saudi as well.
Yeah,
and he's been found out that Liverpool don't want him.
Yeah,
exactly. If that's the story. If Frank's analogy, if your analogy is right, Frank, then that's correct. He wouldn't want to be here if he was told he wasn't wanted, and he's got a big offer on the table.
Well, that's why I asked George, you know, from a ex-professional footballer's point of view. And I'm going to ask you from a fan's point of view, the supporters like you and I, Tommy, how would you feel if he's playing against Chelsea?
Well,
nothing that he says, you know, I don't want to be here, I don't want to go now.
Yep, well, that's what I'm saying at the start. He was told that he was getting sold, apparently. So, how does he feel? That they've told him you can go. Then all of a sudden they say, oh no, you're all right. You can stay. You go like that, go ahead. I'll go if you want me to go, and that's it. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do with you. If he's in our team against Chelsea, I'll be quite happy.
Yeah, because we've got no CD
as well.
We've got no defensive midfielder.
Yeah, but Frank, in my experience, whatever the situation is, if he's in the team against Chelsea, he'll give 100%. I've never known a player, in my experience as a player, and never seen a professional player go on the pitch and not give 100%, because the competitive instinct kicks in. You want to win. Yeah. You forget all about the rest of the stuff for that 90 minutes.
Well, you know what? I think, George, you've hit the nail on the head and proved everything right. And I'll tell you for why. You've only got to go back to when Liverpool played Crystal Palace, and it was Luis Suarez where he drew 3-3, and he cried because he knew that we'd lost.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He cried, and he knew that he was going. Yeah. He knew that he was going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You see what I mean? So he cried.
For those 90 minutes.
You would give it 110%. And it's a shame. As Soulboy France says, I just wanted to read these here. Soulboy says they won't get hardly anything for Gomez, Matip, and Thiago and Phillips. And Phillips is not good enough. We want to compete with City, don't forget. Okay, that's what he said. And he carries on by saying, Klopp said it was his decision to move Fabinho and Henderson on. Okay, that's what Klopp said. That it was his decision to say, you're going, right? So now I always there's a thing about Jürgen, and what had me worried, and it's only now that we're in a situation, and here's the worry. When he came out and said, I want a new contract for Milner. And I thought, why does he want a new contract for him? Another year's contract. And the owners refused. So his mates thinking at the time, pinching the pen, letting him go, and not bringing in the acquired players that we need, because they knew, the owners knew that the contracts were up on the likes of James Milner, on the likes of Oxlade-Chamberlain, on the likes of Naby Keita. So this is the problem that we've got. This is the problem that we've got, unfortunately. And we're in limbo. We're actually in limbo. Are they going to bring these players in? I just do not know. And Lee Brady says, I mean, I wouldn't be that disappointed if he does stay. One more season, but we won't get the 40 million next summer. And it will give us that time to keep eyes on other players to replace him with, and more scouting time, knowing he will 100% be replaced. But will he play much? As his art won't be in it. That's what we were saying. But if he wanted to go, I just think Thuram and Lavia get one in this summer and the other next, if that's how it works out. That's what he says.
If Fabinho's on the pitch, he'll give 110%.
Yeah, he will. He will. But as I said, there are other fans who've saying if their heart's not in it, they won't be given 100%.
But once he pulls that red shirt on and he goes out, his heart will be in it.
Well, you see all that, as I mentioned about Luis Suarez, but also what you see with young Ben Doak. He's a little train, wasn't he? He was a little bull. He was running everywhere and absolutely.
What a prospect that lad is.
Oh, I think it's like looking at, I know it's totally different players and whatever. And it's like looking at Steven Gerrard, the way he was when he first came. And we all knew that he was going to be great. And this is the same. Everybody. And I'm not saying, I've never heard one Liverpool fan, not one, saying about Ben Doak, if you know what I mean. He won't make it.
And don't forget young Bradley. Young Bradley is a good prospect too.
Yes. Charlie Woods, players not only want to win games, they also put themselves in the shop window, which is a very good shout.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why they give 100%. Yeah.
That's why Diego won't be bored, because he's never in the window.
He's in the back shop.
I think Klopp just wanted to keep Milner and keep bringing him on with 15 minutes to go just to catch up with Gareth Barry's appearances. Because he couldn't beat it, could he? But mind you. Trust the match being on at 10 in the morning on Sunday. That's how I lie in, Jay. Seriously, I was a mister. If it wasn't being last Sunday, I never got up till after 12. Never had a better sleep in all my life. Because I'm usually up dead early. I can't sleep or whatever.
I've never been in bed that late in my life.
Oh, well, yeah, you wouldn't, would you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
You have to record it.
Do you know, here's a question for you, lads. Here's a question. We've been saying what we need. Lavia is being mentioned. Even I mentioned Kimmich, Lavia, Casido's being mentioned. What's the most important? Say, like, we can only bring in one player. We can only bring in, FSG's come out and said, you can only buy one player. What position would you like him to be?
Right back.
Right back.
Yeah, I think right back as well, Tommy. I mean, holding midfielder, obviously, but I think with Trent being so good in midfield and with Curtis Jones coming on and with the two new boys, McAllister and Dominic coming in.
World-class right back.
Yeah, right back, I think, would just steady the ship at the back and fill that gap that Trent was being exploited by for a while. Now he's not. What's this you got there, Frank?
We're on Twitter. We're on Twitter. So listen, all you Twitter people, will you please subscribe if you haven't subscribed? It costs nothing. And please press the like button. Please, everyone out there, even if you've got to like us every time, we come on. It's no use just like
even if you don't agree.
I don't know. Yeah, even if you don't like us.
Get the algorithm out there. Charlie was. As Charlie Wood says, Thiago is in the bargain basement. What do you think of that?
Because he's not. Because he's injury prone.
Yeah. Yeah. But Barca want
him. Well, I hope you get money for him because I'd sell him now.
Yeah. I'd love that Valverde, but got no chance of getting him. But
Valverde, it's at 85 million.
Yeah. Slobber's any news on there? Slobber's injury scare.
Slobber's
I don't think it's that bad.
Have you heard anything?
I don't think it's that bad.
His club said he'll be available for the next match.
Yeah.
Not the one tomorrow, but the next one.
It was Sunday, I think. Is it Sunday? Yeah. He said, didn't he, that it was only a knock and it was precautionary.
Minor knock, nothing serious, fingers crossed.
But all right, Lee.
Mind you, we have to watch our precautionary injuries. They're normally out for 3 months.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Lavia deal will be dropped. We won't pay more than he is worth. Now, we offered 37 million, I think. So with 13 million from the asking price. And I think Southampton will get it because Chelsea and Arsenal are both in for him. And I think they'll just get him.
Yeah.
And this is where we'll be in a dilemma.
He wants to come to Liverpool. So if Liverpool want him, they should just pay the money.
Yeah, totally agree, George. If you want a player, go and buy it. It's easy as that.
Need a right back more important than him.
Yeah. So that Trent can fit right into midfield, and that's where he'll be, midfield. Yeah. But what someone said about Conor Bradley, that's great. But would he last? That's the main thing. Would he last? It's like
we can't burn them out, can we? We can't burn these lads out.
No, it's like Calvin Ramsey. He got injured when he's out on loan now, and we bought him as a right back as a replacement, but he's on loan, so he never lasted. Didn't last the season, to be honest. Lee Brady says a centre back. I think Gomez Mata, like the other day, just couldn't defend. We were saying that before, Lee. I'd like a new centre back to help between Van Dijk and Kanate. This is what we were discussing before, Lee.
Yeah.
I think Gomez plays better at the right back than the centre back. But yes, we do need to look at a right back in the area, a right back area too.
If we had somebody like Carl Walker, somebody like that, that's standard. Someone like him, that level coming in, we transform our team because you'd have him at the back, someone like him and have Trent just ahead of him, and then we could get another centre back and be made.
He's gone though, hasn't he? He's gone somewhere. I'm sure
he's gone somewhere. That's what I mean, Frank. We've lost him. We should have maybe looking at getting him, paying the money.
Yeah, but with the other fella though, they've sold him to us. Pep.
Well, okay. Maybe not. Yeah, that's the only problem. It might be against his interests.
It's scary though when you look at it, isn't it? Man City can afford to get rid of one of the best right backs in the world.
Yeah, and Gundogan as well.
Yeah,
Gundogan,
yeah. Phew. Scary thing.
Yeah. Like Charlie said, there makes me think it's us that's being the hiccup in the Fab deal and calling him back for training tomorrow because we have tried £40 million offer for Lavia, which is rejected, and we will not put in another bid.
Well, obviously that was the money we were going to get for Fab.
Who would you buy it right back, lads? This is what comes from Stephen.
Well, you just mentioned the lad I'd loved it, Kyle Walker, but he's gone, so that'd be a nice.
There's not many around, is there? There's not many around that come to mind that are available.
No.
A couple of days ago, there were strong links linking us with PSG's Marco Verratti. Now, I used to like Marco Verratti, a few years ago, and he was a whippet. He got everywhere. He was a nuisance. He was everywhere, getting stuck in. He really got stuck in, during games. But unfortunately, I think his age, as I said,
he's 30, isn't he?
He started to get injured quite a lot. But I thought, no, his age is way out now, 30, and also.
So if you're going to pay great big money for the right back, he's got to be 24, 25 years of age at least.
Yeah,
that's the question. Yeah. Right to you, George. Right to you. I'm a soul boy Fran, and I'm going over to you, and I'll even answer this. Over to you then, Tom. But George first. Would you be happy with Batatic and Lavia sharing the defensive midfield role 2 year? The two of them, 19-year-olds, is a big gamble. What do you think?
No, I wouldn't be happy with that. I just think you need experience. I know we've got McAllister in the midfield. He's got experience. And we've got a new lad coming in as well. Bajetic is a great talent, that young lad. He's been out for a long time with injury. He's got to get back in his swing of things. But I think they have two young lads in there. We've had it in the past. We had Harvey Elliott and Curtis, I think, and then Harvey Elliott and Bajetic. And we struggled with that midfield. We didn't have a strong defensive midfielder to guide them. So no, my answer to that is they're both going to be great. I mean, Bajetic is going to be a great talent. I can't see any way he's not going to be a big asset to the club. Like you said about Doak, we need these young players coming through, don't we? We do need them, and they've got to get their chance. And once they get their chance, I've said in previous podcasts, they've got to take the chance, like Michael Owen did, like Fowler did, like Gerrard did. Once they get the jersey on, they've got to prove themselves. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to see them two, playing together in midfield at the beginning of the season. Maybe as the season goes on, they get more experience. Yeah,
but mind you, I think the pair of them would need a season's experience, not just like a few games. That's just my opinion. What's your take on that?
Yeah, but don't forget when Batatic was injured, he was more than likely our best player. Yeah. And I'll say this: if he's good enough, he's good enough. It's easy as that.
Okay. Soulboy Fran, I think Kimmich is the type we need because he can play midfield and defence. He'd be ideally, Soulboy, he'd be ideal to come in. And we did speak about this before. But there's no... This is what I mean about the a swap deal, or swap and cash, if you like. If Fabinho does go to Bayern, want him for some reason, Tuchel wants him at Bayern. Why don't they say, well, okay, there's Fabinho, give us Kimmich? Why don't they just say that?
It'd be good. That
Don't forget,
could do it.
Or there's Fabinho and Gomez, and just give us it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What about the money that we're saving? We're saving nearly £1 million a week. So that adds up to 4 million in wages alone, yeah. Wages alone,
That's right.
4 million. But where's that going? Where's it going?
It should be put into the transfer kitty.
It should be. It should be. And, if we do draw in this money, say like whatever it is it 53 million for the sale of Fabinho if he goes for 40, and 13 for Henderson, and say with that for 4 million, you're talking like 56 million, 56, if you like, or 57 million. But that's not high enough to bring in one player who's valued at, say, the likes of Caicedo at between 80 and 100 million. And that's the sad indictment about everything. This is the frustration.
But the thing is, Frank, Caicedo is a great player. I wouldn't pay anywhere near £100 million for him.
No. But that's the price today now. That is the price.
That's why Southampton are on now with Flavia.
Yeah.
I mean, Arsenal paid 105 million for Rice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great player, but no way I'd pay that for him.
Well, but it's the way it is. It's the trend today, Tommy.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
You've got to look at the trends, and if we're going to compete, you've got to pay these prices. Which is
I think Man United got a better deal with Mount.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look at them. They can't spend on players. They're not spending anything on players. They've just bought a goalkeeper because them Glazers have got the purse strings. And they can't buy anything because they've got all sorts of restrictions.
I think they're going to buy that. I think they're going to buy that Amrabat, George. That's who Liverpool will look at. Yeah, Amrabat. I think he's going there.
Oh, I know.
But as I said, we still need someone.
What about the lad from Fulham? Polino, is it? Polino?
Yeah. They were talking about him on the LFC show. Yeah.
I just want you to discuss this, and I'll go to you, Tommy, first. Okay. It's just while I'm dead dry. Just make a cup of tea for myself, which you do. And what it is, we could burn these kids out. It's durability we need. And he's spot on, says Stephen Snape. And he carries on by saying, if Rice was worth 105 million, then Caicedo, in Brighton's estimation, must be similar. Discuss that. Just while I make a nice cup of tea for myself. Yes, thank you.
I think Jurgen Klopp is too much of a top manager to burn the kids out. He'll put them in when he thinks they're ready. And hopefully, as you said, George, they get the chance, they burst through the door, and it makes it hard for them to drop them. That's what they have to do.
It's difficult
about Michael Owen, Robbie Fowler. Yeah, go on.
You get young kids coming in sometimes, and they look really good players, great prospects, and they come in like Tyler Morton and a few others. They come in, they have a few good games, might score a goal, and then they drift. And then and the other thing as well with young players, if the club signs, which they need to do, big players, for example, at the moment now, Harvey Elliott's gone down the pecking order because he was in the team. Now he's not going to be in the team because you've got the two new guys, and as Frank says, if you sign another one, and that's 3 in, plus we've got Trent, plus we've got Curtis. So, and then he'll start thinking, I'm not getting a game, so I want to go. So you lose him. And so it's not an easy thing for Klopp, trying to keep
No,
all
it's
the
not.
balls juggling.
I mean, when you look at it, you've got Batichek, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones,
Yeah.
Trent Arnold,
McAllister.
McAllister. I mean, you have a good bench as well.
Yeah.
You have a good
Yeah, well,
bench,
you count them.
but I agree that we need an experienced, solid midfielder there to, show them the way
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah. If you had
But for
McAllister
me, the
and
right back has got to be the most important position. Sorry, George.
yeah, because you've got the two new guys, like you said, Tommy. They've got the two new guys in midfield, experienced players,
Yeah.
captain of Hungary, and McAllister, World Cup winner.
Yeah.
Don't forget, and then you've got Trent alongside him, one of the best distributing players in the Premier League, outside of De Bruyne. Then you've got, Curtis, who's came out a really good game back end of last year.
Yeah.
You say you've got Elliott, you've got Bezetic. I mean, so you've got quite a tidy midfield there already. We're not, on our uppers. We've got a fair amount.
Yeah.
One midfield player coming in, experienced holding midfield player would be great. But I agree with you. To me, the key is the back four. The back four. Yeah. We were leaking goals last year. How many times did we come to Anfield? We're sitting there, we're up 2-0, we're up 1-0. The other team's scoring, and you're sweating. You're thinking, what's going to happen? We're going to lose a goal. Like Tottenham Hotspur scored in the last minute.
And we always looked like we were going to lose a goal.
Yeah,
but when they come forward, we always look like we're going to lose a goal.
Yeah, we don't feel comfortable that we're going to hold on comfortably. Unless you're up 3-0 or something. But when it's only 1-0 or 0-0, you're nervous. If we can need to stop that and get the back. See, Big Van Dijk he wasn't playing that brilliant last year for a while. He was
the thing is with Van Dijk, my opinion with Van Dijk is he come back after that hell of an injury. And the whole season he wasn't good the whole season. I think this season he'll be back to what he was before he got the injury.
Yeah, full pre-season training.
That'll help Kanate. That'll help Robinson. And whoever's going to come in on the right side. That'll help because he is the main man.
And he might get the captain's armband if Hendo goes.
Well, I should think he should.
Yeah.
Well, he's got it now, actually. He's got it now because Henderson did want to go to, as you know, over to Saudi. And that won't resonate with the fans. It really won't. And that's why I mentioned about Fabinho. And as Soulboy, I think, or Lee Brady said, it was Jurgen's choice to let them go. But it's how the fans are going to react.
He probably had a word with him and said, "Look, you're not going to be starting every game," which I don't think Henderson would have started every game, and possibly Fabinho wouldn't. And so that's probably what he said to them,
Yeah. I just wanted to look at this, boys. I think he's going to be glad of this. I just wanted to, just that scarf or a badge. There's the web down there, the website at scarforabadge.com. And they've got great material. It is great material. It's great merchandise, everything Liverpool. It's absolutely fantastic. Great couple. Michael Dean and his lovely wife, Michelle. They look after you and they do get them out. They do get them out here if you're going online, or they're open on match days for 2 hours. People do go there. It's by the Cabajal, actually. And also, get onto this. An evening with Phil Thompson. An evening with the Liverpool legend Phil Thompson, including question and answer, entertainment, auction, and a raffle. And that's there. That's it'll be good, really. But that's on the 14th. of September. Is that September the 9th? Yeah, September.
Yeah.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
Yeah.
We won't be able to go, Tom, will we?
No, we'll be on our way home now.
You'll be sunning yourself.
Yes.
Or you'll be in some pub somewhere. Drinking Guinness.
Well, I hope we are, George.
No, I'll be with a Turkish delight, I hope.
Yeah, but he's got to get a shave first, Frank.
I'll be able to join you on Marius's night.
Look at this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
And it's on the 17th of August at 6:30 to 8 p.m. 6:30, this is at Waterstones. Book signing and in conversation with Frank Carlyle.
There you go. Yeah. I've put that on I put that on the Liverpool historical site today, and Jeff Goulding did as well.
Oh right, did you put it on
my Facebook profile.
Conversation with me. That'll be good, and that's on Thursday, August the 17th, 6:30 to 8 o'clock for an hour and a half and more, and then it's a free for all after 8 o'clock. That'll be good. That'll be great. And he's a great fella, this Marius, as we all know.
Yes.
And did you notice Tommy got up and walked out? And there he is, Marius, the social one. It'll be brilliant.
I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay with all the fire in Athens.
Yeah, well, he's watching the match. He's watching the Panathinaikos match.
Panathinaikos, yeah.
Did you see that, Tommy?
What?
Yeah, you walked out, didn't you, look? Marius Manzos, book signing in conversation with Frank Carlyle at Waterstones.
Oh, wonderful evening.
Between 6:30 and 8 o'clock.
That should be good, that.
It's only who this Carlyle fella is, but I hope he is.
I don't think Marius will get a word in himself.
And these are all the books. These are brilliant. These, every single one of them, even across Stanley Park there. Jeff Goulding is absolutely brilliant author, as we all know. I wonder if he'll be there. Jeff, it'll be great. And there's about some fella, the Lost Shankly boy, George Scott's Anfield Journey, and that's brilliant.
We know him.
Yeah, it's still doing well. It was up number 9 on Amazon today. I couldn't believe it.
Go away.
Yeah, number 9.
Yeah, you look shocked for it. It's brilliant.
It's even above. It's just one place below Henderson's, and it's above Keegan's.
To be honest, George, it's a great book, and it's out there for people.
It's brilliant.
You go away and you want, you're a res and you want to read all this stuff. There's a book to read. There's a book to read.
That's a lovely
all over. And it's all about the man there, the Lost Shankly boy. And he gives. Someone mentioned last week. Give us a Shankly story. Give us a funny Shankly story, George. And there's another fantastic fella.
George.
And there he is, the voice of Anfield. And his lovely man is George Sefton. He really is a lovely man. And he thinks the world of our Francine, He really does. And, the mates. And we were going to have a night for him. We was going to make a night for him, but I don't know what happened, to be honest. We still might do it, actually, because it goes to a good charity with him. And there's Keith Salmon. I loved that. We had dreams and songs to sing. I loved that title. I really loved that. Isn't it a beautiful title, that? Absolutely brilliant. and we're back on these now. Look at this.
It's Frank. I'll tell you one little.
I
Shankly
just heard
story.
George mention Guinness, so we have to go and get one.
Hey,
I heard you mention Guinness, so I went and got one.
well done. It's Tommy Docherty. Remember Tommy Docherty? Tommy Docherty was talking to Bill Shankly, like, and they were saying, they're both Scottish, and Tommy Docherty said to Bill Shankly, said that, yeah, you know, Bill, he said if we had 5 Bill Shanklys and 5 Tommy Dochertys and a goalkeeper, we'd have took the World Cup, no problem. And Shankly said, we wouldn't need a goalkeeper, Tommy. He probably meant it.
Docherty was a rare character though as well, wasn't he? Really, Tommy Docherty.
He's funny. He used to say things like when Tommy Lawrence was injured and Jim Farnell was injured, and one of the boys from the Daily Mail said, "Are you going to have a struggle getting a goalkeeper on Saturday, Bill?" You know, and Shankly said, "We could play Arthraski in goal and still win." The youngsters won't know who Arthraski is. He was a small lad.
We can play Arthraski.
We could play Arthraski and goal and still win the game.
Well, he's just a one-off, wasn't he?
A remarkable man.
One-off. And I'll tell you who else is a one-off in a different sphere. And it's Jurgen Klopp. Totally different sphere.
Yeah.
You know, because and he's funny as well, Klopp. He's funny. He comes out with all these mad sayings as well, because, like, when someone asked him about, I think it was Merino and the special one, he said, "No, I'm the normal one." Just like that.
I'm the normal one.
That's when he first came.
Yeah, when he first came, you know, so he was well aware. And Lee Brady, what about Reece James, 23 from Chelsea, or Ben White, 26 at Arsenal, both with Premier League experience? But would be tough, I think, for us to get deals from rivals, I suppose. I think for a right back, we would probably have to look abroad.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned Arbeloa there, but I thought Arbeloa was all right. I thought he was a good. And don't forget, Real Madrid came in for him, and we sold him to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Sold him to Real, and I think they won the European Cup as well. I think they won the European Cup with them. Arbeloa.
Yeah, you're right, Frank. I don't think Arsenal would let us have Ben White.
No. But you know, this is what we've come to understand. You know, every summer, in my opinion, that there's no big treasure chest there to buy the players that we need, but we need experienced players. Last season was dreadful, especially with injuries. Now there's Szoboszlai. Now he's injured. No matter if it's a slight knock or whatever, he's injured. See what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got Vetetic injured. He's still injured.
Yeah.
He's still in recovery. You've got injured. You know, so and we can't afford any of the new players to be injury prone. And I don't think they will, you know, I really don't think they will, but we can't afford it. And as someone said before, if we don't bring in any players, we've got to bring in more than 2 players, because a couple of injuries and we're back to square one.
Well, don't you think Liverpool, how can I say when we get an injury, right, other teams get injuries, they're back within 2 or 3 weeks. I remember when Jordan Henderson went off with a tight thigh muscle. And he was out for 9 weeks.
Yeah.
When we get injuries, we seem like to cover them. Leave them now. We can't let them go back on. I think we're overprotected with our players, actually.
I think,
The other question
whether it's the training, I just don't know whether it's, the fine tuning and training, because all of a sudden, they just injured. And as you said, Tommy, they're out for ages. And I mean ages.
But the thing is, Frank, they've been training like that now for the last 5, 6 years.
Yeah. But why? You've only got to look at Mo Salah. Mo Salah,
Yes.
such good.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, he just runs everywhere, and he's super fit. People were saying that.
Looks after himself.
No, Mo Salah was the fittest I've ever seen any player. Any player.
And he gets some hits. When he's running, he gets some hits.
And everything.
And he just gets up and smiles at them.
He does.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We playing Bournemouth, down at Bournemouth, and he was running through the goal, onto the goal, and the snidey centre-back, he scraped him down the Achilles, and he kept on running, and he scored, and he just limped a little, to celebrate scoring, but he didn't go off. He didn't moan about it. Never forget.
Yeah, the only time he was injured was when Real Madrid centre-half crocked him in the final.
Yeah.
And he knew what he was doing.
They deliberately took him out. Yeah. Ramos, yeah.
Ramos.
And it's a genuine.
Because he didn't fancy taking on Mo Salah, that's why.
Yeah.
The centre half in the world. He didn't fancy Mo.
Well, that's why we lost the game, in all honesty.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
We were well on top at the time.
Yes.
Ramos knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. That will come out in a book in the future. That will come out. Because he grabbed him by the arm and he threw him.
He kept hold of his arm as he fell. Nobody's going to land on it.
Yeah,
he threw him.
It was obvious, wasn't it? Obvious.
Yeah. Brilliant the way he did it. Ramos. It was brilliant and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Which is, anyway, lads, do you reckon that we're in the next what? Yeah, there's Paisley said to Shankly, says Charlie Wood. City and United are at the bottom of the league, and Bill said, they'll take some shit to Bob.
Yeah.
You can imagine that, just going out there. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Just imagine what do you think they would say today, George, Shankly and Paisley, about the present situation where we've got rid of 8 players. Francine said we've got rid of 10 and only 2 in at the moment. And with the manager saying, I need players, really need these players in. And this is going back a few weeks ago for the pre-season. Well,
it's a different game now, Frank, in a different world. But I remember when Shankly took Ian St. John and Ron Yates, he struggled to get the money from the board. He had to really threaten everything to get the money. And now you're talking then, don't forget, Ian St. John, £30,000. Ron Yates, like £30,000, and it turned Liverpool around completely, them 2 players, by getting them in. But the board didn't want to spend the money. He went up to Motherwell and got Ian. And he was a revelation when he came down. And that's where the big rebuild of the modern era started, with Ian St. John, Ron Yates, Tommy Lawrence, Peter Thompson, Roger Hunt, Callie, but Shankly would have, I don't know how he reacted to the modern game. Managers don't have the same control now that they did. The players tend to control more, and the agents.
Yeah. So
well, I don't think Shankly would have entertained any agents.
No. I picked the team, son.
The way we play makes it harder to get back to the level we accept, says Charlie Wood.
I'm a great believer in Jurgen Klopp, right? I've said it time and time again. I think he's going to build a team. Maybe not this season. Maybe next season, the season after. he's going to leave a legacy when he leaves. That he'll build a team that will go on for, say, 5-10 years after he goes.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. But fans, we had a dreadful season last season. We won absolutely nothing. Don't forget from the season before, fighting to the last day, a quadruple. A quadruple. You can't get that anymore. You know, you can't do it. And we were so close.
Yeah.
Now, I know, I said to you, Tommy, if we were to bought a midfielder in that season, and I wanted 2 midfielders or midfielder, I said midfielder could have been a goal scorer midfielder and scored a goal against. I just said Tottenham because we drew it to 1-1, and that scuppered. If he would have won that game, he would have won the league. And I said that midfielder who we never got could have scored a goal, or in any draw that we had anyway, we would have won the league. That's the way I look at it.
I think you're right there, Frank. I think you're right. If we'd have signed a midfielder then, I think you're probably right. We would have probably won the league. Makes all the difference. We're 1 point away, weren't we? 1 point.
1 point away.
1 goal. 2 goals. Yeah. 2 goals.
The thing is now, go back to when we won the Champions League, then we won the Premiership. That's when we should have started strengthening them.
Yes.
And we wouldn't be in this predicament we're in now.
Yeah.
And Jurgen Klopp has got to take some stick over this.
Yeah, because you can see Mane.
As much as I love him to death, he's got to take some stick of not recruiting when we were strong.
Yeah.
But do you think that he was told? Do you think that he was told not to recruit? Do you think like someone's got to, aboard?
Yeah, I understand that bit. I understand that. But Jurgen Klopp, he could go to any team in the world and be their manager.
Yeah.
Any team would love him to be in charge of their squad. So that was his fighting point.
Yeah.
I just didn't think he had the balls to do it myself personally.
Maybe he should have been stronger and demanded.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt,
game, winning everything with that
team. But don't you think, lads, that someone from the board has gone up to him and said, "There's no money"? Because remember, he said, didn't he, at the beginning, just before the penultimate day, as I keep saying, I've got a team strong enough to carry on next season. This was the last season. Then on the penultimate day, he said, "You were right, I was wrong. We do need midfielders." And that's, I just thought, I could never get my head around that. Either someone's got at him, or he's just come out in a press conference and, pulled the gag off himself and just said it.
But the way I look at it again, like, is George, ex-pro, yourself, who's knowledgeable about the game. There was no way that team could still be producing that type of football over that length of time. I'm surprised they kept it up for as long as they did.
Yeah.
That team was going to blow up. That team was going to blow up sooner or later.
With injuries, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it did.
But what about this by Soulboy? What would your front three be if you were picking today? I think it's a tough one. Diaz looked good the other day. So I'll go to you, Tommy. Who would you
Mo Salah, Jota, and Diaz.
Okay. That pick there coming from Tommy. I don't know. I'll tell you for why. What about you, George? Who would your three be?
Exactly the same. And I'm not taking an easy way out. I was going to say that. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Jota's on
No,
fire, and McAllister's
I
going to
think
provide the passes.
Okay. So there you have those three. I'd pick those three. And do you know what's out as a false nine? Gapco.
Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Gapco.
I'd play him in the Bobby Firmino role.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yes,
A false nine.
yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
He's breathtaking,
yeah.
that lad, and he's going to get
Yeah.
better
Trent
this
just
season.
behind him.
yes. He's one of the
And
lads I'm looking forward to seeing next season.
And Diaz
Yeah,
the
second season
same.
he should blossom, shouldn't he? He's well settled in
Diaz is
now.
going to be the same, I reckon.
I mean, when he scored that goal against United, I could have hugged him. When he cut inside and took it in the corner. Oh,
Well, how do you think? How do you think Mo will fare this season, boys? I'll go to you, George, first.
Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think he?
Yeah. I think from what I've seen and from what I've heard and what I see looking at him, I think he's really up for it. He's very, very up for it. He wants to win the league. He wants to win everything, and I think he'll be on fire. I'm sure he will. And he's fit, and he's got a few new players in, and a fresh start. All the zeros at the bottom of the table. It's all to play for. I think he'll be wonderful. He's proved himself time and again over the last 4 or 5.
I think that's a good shout, because when you look at the goal he scored, the fourth, the equaliser against that team the other day, that was a very hard ball to take.
Yeah.
It was very hard, and he just got us with this, the outside of his right foot. It was a.
How many goals did you see him do? How many times have you seen him do that during the season?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Tommy.
Yeah.
I mean,
how do you think?
20 goals.
I think he'll still be our leading scorer. I still think he'll play nearly every game, bar an injury, which he never gets. And he'd always be the first name on the team sheet for me.
Okay, that's excellent. No,
my biggest concern is what you've said in the title, Frank, leaking goals. That's my biggest concern. Not the forward line.
See, I'm coming back to that. I just want to read this. Now, here's my question, the next question for you. Okay. And I'm going to read it. I'm going to give you the question now. Don't answer it, because I want to read out these comments. Okay. And my question is, these might answer it as well. Has our defence been neglected? And Soulboy says FSG won't give any manager the money, never mind Klopp. Blood out of a stone. That's his analogy, says Soulboy. Do you think Carlyle will go? I really like him. Looking about last game, he didn't play. It was Adrian who was picked after Alisson plays, unless it's a minor thing. That's a very good point. Get back to that.
Yeah.
Klopp signs an extension on his contract. Give us the impression the owners were going to give him more options to buy. Because there's lots of pods going around now saying that it's the usual flannel and pulling the wool over the eyes by the owners. And it's just like what he said there. Charlie Woods. Klopp signs an extension on his contract. Gave us the impression the owners were going to give him more options to buy. It's a very good shout. And he also says Gapco can be the missing link between midfield and the front.
Yeah. He's the lad I'm looking forward to seeing next season.
Well, it's only what we've said as well. And Lee says, I noticed also last game, especially that most of the first team in the first half plays a lot of 1-2 passes, which I like, and it worked. The other team are all over the place. Yes. Well, at the beginning of the show, I asked a question, about the game, and Tommy came out and said, and George, it was a game of two halves. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So, my question, has our defence been neglected this summer?
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
It has, yeah.
Because what about you, George?
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think we've lost some really terrible goals. Even at Anfield, bad marking, out of position. Robertson getting dragged across, leaving a gap, or Trent before he moved to midfield, he was getting exposed a bit, the back post. And Matty, I mean, he's okay coming forward with the ball, but defensively, I don't think, and even Kanate made a few blunders, didn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know who we never replaced? And I thought he was all right, I think he was better than their goal. Matip.
Kanate.
Lovren. No, I mean, when Lovren went.
Oh, Lovren, yeah.
I like Lovren. And we never, ever replaced him. It was like when Ginny went.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. We never replaced them either.
We never replaced him. And, that's like, I'm not saying the disintegration of the team, but they should have been replaced at the time. Just imagine replacing them, or even not allowing Ginny to go anyway.
Yeah, but that's where Jurgen Klopp must take some stick there, mate. Jurgen must take some stick for that.
Yeah,
I
agree, Tommy.
You know what he wanted? He only wanted the same money as the same money as Milner.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
He's on a lot less than Milner.
I like Wijnaldum. I'm so sorry we lost him. Gigi Wijnaldum.
Yeah, but he wasn't replaced. Now, the point is now this season, and this is where we could get a little nervy. We've brought in 2 players, and as our Francine said, we've lost 10 players, and they're not going to be replaced. 10 players are not going to come in. Another 8, that is, because we brought 2 in. Yet we need another. We do. We need 4 minimum, but we've got to take away, the 4, and we've got to rely on 3 coming in. Now, do you really think that the 3rd will come in? Because I don't, and I think the likes of 2 or even 1 will come in.
I think we'll get 1 more. That's
it. That's what I mean.
That's what I look at it. It's the quality, not quantity. If we buy 2 quality players, you've got to, you've got to go with it.
Look how many players Chelsea brought in. They got about 4 teams, and he's offloading them now.
Yeah.
Lukaku out on loan. He's sold somebody to Arsenal, and he's brought somebody. 600 million they spent. They finished 12th in the league. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but could you imagine Jurgen Klopp getting a taser up?
Exactly, Frank. Yeah. We'd be flying.
Yeah.
But he would buy the right players if he had the money.
Yeah. See, people blame Klopp for not standing up. It's not standing up for himself, but it's standing up for the team, the club. It's standing up for us, the fans, and then finally for the team, because he really needed to bolster the, that's why, again, it's only, I'm only being subjective again, why he didn't get rid of, remember we screamed, get rid of Kaiser and Oxlade-Chamberlain, but I think he kept them because we couldn't replace them, and he was open that, they get fit or whatever. Never did.
But the thing is with Jurgen, he looks at players, and he'll only buy a player he'll think will fit into his style of play.
Yes. Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't matter who he is. He could be the best player in the world. If he doesn't fit in to Jurgen Klopp's playing, he's not coming. It's easy as that.
Well, I'm going to
Yeah,
ask
you
you,
said that many
Tommy.
times.
Yeah, I'll ask you, Tom. Has the big Yeg got a plan B?
Oh, without a doubt. And a C and a D.
I don't
This
take it.
season, right, to me, we're talking about who we're going to get before the window shuts. Jurgen
Yes.
Klopp knows who he wants.
Yeah.
He knows who's going to come in.
Yeah.
And the press will be the last to know who's coming in.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And that's why I trust him. And I'd follow him through a brick wall.
Yeah. No,
He's the best manager in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. But he's got to have look, anyone can be the best mechanic in the world.
Yeah.
Anyone can be the best chef in the world. If you're the best, you've got to have the right tools. If you're a chef, you've got to have the right ingredients. It's as simple as
Good analogy. Good analogy.
And you're looking at Klopp. He has to have the best players and the best. It's like going to a bank and saying, "Listen, I need a new car. I don't want a second-hand car. I need a new one. Can you give me the money and I'll pay it within X amount, like months or a couple of years, whatever." And they give them that money. So by the time the new car needs replacing, that money's paid for. The money paid back, I'm sorry, it's been paid back.
Yeah.
So we can borrow again for another new car. And that's the way it is. But he hasn't been he hasn't been getting the money at all to replace. He hasn't been getting the ingredients. Or
Any of these players on the transfer market, if they could sit in a room with Jurgen Klopp for half an hour, every one of them would sign for Liverpool.
Yeah.
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 There's so much positive. I mean, you've got the crowd at Anfield, you've got Klopp as the manager, you've got a good team spirit in the squad as well. I know.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Tommy. He's got a plan B. He knows what he wants. And we'll know probably when he announces it, you try and keep it under wraps from the press, because that's where it all pays up. If the press get hold of you after something, your price goes up.
Yeah.
Well, this
Liverpool come after you. Liverpool come after you. The price goes up anyway.
Well, this Charlie will say is, who saw the players we bought coming in at the end of the season? No, you're right. It came as a complete surprise.
I've never seen him.
No,
possibly the
yes, Szoboszlai and
not the other guy.
No, we never seen them. But that's the point. It's only two, Charlie. It's only two. And if you look here, Soulboy says, I hope the centre-back coming in is not going to be deadline day like, remember, Kabak and Ben Davis.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Can't see Klopp allowing that to happen again.
Yeah, but he
should never happen in the first place.
But he did last season with midfield.
Yeah, it should never happen. He should never sign Ben Davis. He obviously wasn't good enough. He never got sniffed, did he? And he was kicked out.
No. Well, who put him on to Ben Davis? Because I said at the time, he wasn't going to Preston looking at Ben Davis, if you know what I mean. So who's told
like
this
said,
Ben Davis was good? And come
like
back.
you said, Frank, Ben Davis, you had Ben Davis and you had Arthur Mello. There's two players that should never really been at the club.
Yeah,
he's probably a good player, Mello.
But again, it's just going back to what you said, George. A lesson learned, but it wasn't learned. It wasn't learned. But no lessons have been learned by Jurgen. And I'm being honest, we mentioned Lovren, never replaced. We mentioned Jenny, never replaced. And then when we
know what I think?
We ended up with
know what I think? It might be just me. No, we could have gone anywhere in Europe for our training camps.
Yeah.
Italy, Spain. We went to Germany. And I think Jurgen Klopp is that cute. He's gone there for a reason.
Good point,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah.
He's gone there for a reason.
Well, you know,
We're talking to people.
Well, if we look at what Bayern's done, we've seen Fabinho going to Saudi. Then all of a sudden, there was a hold up. They were blaming the dogs and everything else. Now Bayern are in for him. And if that's okay, you know, yeah, Bayern are in for him. Just get Kimmich. Just get him in. Because Kimmich would be brilliant for us. Absolutely big, strong German.
I think Jurgen's got plans. That's why he's in Germany.
I hope it's Kimmich. And I hope it's, well, anyway, you know, we can always...
Don't forget,
great.
He's idolized in Germany just as he is here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. People have been saying, haven't they? He's going to take the next job is the national job.
Yeah.
Which I think he will in the end, because that's what he wants to do.
But he won't go to another club. He won't go to another. He'll never go to another football club.
Not another English club here, definitely not.
No, not here.
Not in a million,
but he might go back to the
in a million years.
Might go back to the
He'll
likes of
probably manage the German national team.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to think about him leaving, Frank. I don't want to think about him leaving. I want him to complete the job here, get winning this league.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I'm torn sometimes because we're a bit spoiled where we are. We're so lucky with what we've achieved. But the only club that's gone against City and beat them or been close to them, nobody else has matched them. And we've done it with all the problems we've had. So if we can get it sorted out this season, like Frank said, a couple of midfield players and a back four player, get the squad off and running early. I don't see why we should be challenging them again this year, because they'll take some beating, Man City.
Yeah. I agree.
Nobody else is
but we just need those three players, you know, two midfielders, honestly. That's what we need. And the left side of the centre back. And Charlie Wood says the owners are expecting club to work miracles and finding players like Robbo for a couple of million. And he's right. But some for the last
not many of them
year and a half. I really have. I've been questioning him. And he was terrible there. Was it yesterday or the day before now? I thought he was awful, to be honest.
Well, let's face it, he didn't have a very good season last season, did he?
No, that's what I'm saying. I've been questioning his, you know, he's been.
But you're allowed to have a low.
Yeah, I understand that, Tom, but he's been awful in the two pre-season games that I've seen. He's been awful, in my opinion. He's been terrible. He can't kick a ball, he can't cross a ball, he can't do anything.
Well, let's hope that's what he's doing in pre-season.
You always
got a good deputy. Marius's mate.
Marius'
mate, Tsitsipas. He's a good player as well.
Yeah,
Tsimikas, yeah.
And then you see him yesterday in the second half. You wouldn't think he kicked the ball.
Matip was awful. Gomez was awful. We were all awful. Leave it easy. Phillips and Williams were brilliant for us that season. Nowhere near the likes of Van Dijk, but for their experience, that's the best we had. And I think they did really well. Kabak, the odd game was okay, but was nothing to look at going forward as a prospect. That's a good point.
Those two lads were pitched into it, weren't they? They were pitched into it.
Yeah, they were just pitched into it, and he did well. Especially Nat Phillips. Nat Phillips.
Got us into Europe. Got us into the European Cup.
Can I tell you a mistake that we made? I mentioned that at the time. Was when we got rid of Nico Williams. I said he's a fine, substitute or backup for Trent. Nico
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah. Look how well he's done.
Exactly,
Forest.
and we let him go.
For Will.
We let him go to Fulham.
Yeah.
Well, that's another clanger. But, you know, people will say, oh, he wanted to go because he couldn't get a game. It's like Kelleher. Now, Kelleher is a great goalkeeper. He really is a great goalkeeper. But can we hold on to him? That's the problem. Can we hold on to him? The answer is no. Because
I think we got him this season anyway.
Did you see Adrian with the goal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So worry.
Well, where's Carlyle? Like, is he injured?
No, I don't know. He just never plays. And there's like, you know, there's talk about him. You know, do you think he's going there or not to get injured because someone's put a big bid in for him?
No, yeah, I think he'll still be here next season.
Well, let's
hope he's still here next season.
I hope so.
Because that's if he goes, put it that way, we'll have to bring another goalkeeper in. So if there's another player, that's 29 players. We'll need 29.
Okay, I hope he doesn't go. He'll play in the League Cup, won't he? He'll play in all the cup games.
Yes, yes.
Any other team, he'd be first choice.
Lee Brazy, because you imagine me and Tommy in Turkey and that Francine on the thing, she'd be shouting at us. He's telling you to shut up, Tommy.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Shut up, Dad. Shut up, Dad. That's all I get, you know. Shut up, Dad. Anyway, Lee Brazy.
Should be nice to me.
That's how they are getting away without spending millions, because they just know Klopp will do miracles. Imagine if we didn't have Klopp saving their backside, FSG out would be a 10 plus or worse than the United trying to get the Glaziers out.
What you've got to understand with Jurgen Klopp is, you know, he's on £14 million a year.
I know.
So he's not gonna bite the hand that feeds him.
No, he isn't.
No, they're the owners, aren't they?
He isn't going to argue with the people that's feeding him. No way.
We've got the best manager in the world.
Yeah, he's proved that, Frank. He's proved it over the last 6 years, whatever.
Yeah.
What he's achieved.
It's what he's had to work with.
We can't rest on
what
laurels. We've got to go forward.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, we have to go forward, unfortunately. You know, and it could be without the build that we need. My analogy about this build, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, you've got four walls, you paint two of them, and the other two haven't been painted. And that's the way I look at it. I really do. Because I asked you a question if the defence has been neglected, and the overwhelming answer was yes, it has. And midfield, that's been, albeit that we've brought two midfielders in, two great ones, no question about that. But that's been neglected too. It really has. The forwards, no problem. No problem whatsoever. Because if you've got a bench, just say like Salah, Diaz, and Gakpo on, playing front. Just say that for example. On the bench, you've got Nunes and Jota, just them two. See what I mean? It's incredible. The forward line, the forwards, who was on the bench, or whoever's playing, but who's on the bench. But you look at midfield, and who's on the bench. You see what I mean?
Well, you've got.
That's
me and George were talking about this before.
Playing devil's advocate, we've got quite a lot of people in midfield, Frank. They might not be the right people that you think, but we've got. If you think Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, the two new guys, Trent, Bizesevic, possibly Fabinho if he stays. So the bench in midfield won't be too bad. I think it's the starting lineup that we need to be sure of.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I really do. But then again, all right. Let's put it this way. Suppose that we bought two players, right? Vivaldi and Kimmich. And they're on the bench.
Quality.
Well, that's what I mean. You know, there's got to be that next level for us to challenge. And the next level, to me, isn't completed. It really isn't completed until we bought two quality midfielders. We're nurturing the likes of Elliott.
Yeah, we were talking about him before.
Nature, you know, he's not a big game changer, is he? He really isn't, no matter how you look. The top, I was made up with Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones can break through this season.
Yeah,
he can break through.
Definitely.
Right?
That would be huge.
Elliott will be Elliott, if you know what I mean. Elliott will be Elliott. And then you've got young Batatic. Now, young Batatic got injured and he was out for the rest of the season. So, how injury prone is this lad? You know, could be. So, you know, it's like that. It's like that. We need two strong midfielders.
I'm more worried about the defence, Frank.
No, I was just, thanks, Tommy. That's twice you've stole me thunder, because I was going to say, you know, if you look at the bench, and you look at the defence and you go, just suppose Carlyle, because, you know, he's a little bit of injury prone, went off, and we've got the same players now.
We've got problems then. We've got problems.
We have got problems. And that's why I said to you boys, has the defence been neglected? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So Tommy and I were saying that's the biggest part, really, defence. It's the most important part for the team to replenish.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to when you two go off on holiday, and when you get back, we'll be discussing the matches. I can't wait for that. When we see what the teams are playing and how the game goes, and that's the fun of it, isn't it? Then we'll see where we are, Frank.
Well, we
won't be worried. Anything else.
We'll see one match. We'll see one match over in Turkey, in the Liverpool bar.
Do you know?
I'll be no transfer window. As Tommy says, there'll be no transfer window. It'll be all done and dusted for a while. So we'll have to concentrate on the team and how they're playing, and that will be what I'm looking forward to be honest. Now it's getting close.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back with a PSG shirt on with my Mbappe on my back, and I'll say, "Here I am. Where's your shine?"
And a wife.
You have two players in your suitcase.
Turkish, you like?
I'll be paid, but
we'll be all right this year.
Great, that's fantastic. But anyway, lads, we come to the end of the lovely show, and let's see what these. Yeah, Lee Brady, Adrian or Karius?
Neither.
It's not a tough choice.
I'd pick Adrian. That Karius, never liked him.
I'd rather have healthy supper.
And I always remember when Jurgen Klopp first signed him, and he said, "We've just bought the second best goalkeeper in Germany." And I said, you know, I don't know, I could have been talking to you, Tommy, or you, George, or anybody. That's not good. That's not good enough for us. We want the best. That's what I said at the time.
We do want the best. We are the best.
I must have been on the schnapps that night.
If we stand still, this is a cracker. Charlie Wood. If we stand still, we go backwards.
Can't argue with that.
Charlie Wood says, didn't interrupt Frank's crescendo, Tommy. You'll have him in the F and the Jeff in the game.
Yeah.
Got a bit excited at the end of last week, didn't it, mate?
Yeah, but the
That's
thing
why I
is,
keep out of it, Tom.
you know what we say, so
I know it's buttons to suppress.
all these million people on here. So I just want to put out, hang on, that's the worry, injuries, but we've got a new club doctor now. Maybe we need a witch doctor. I just want to
Even a
put
witch
this,
doctor wouldn't have got Peter fit.
I just want to put this up, lads, please. I just want to put this up. And it's this. It's for our Marios, who's watching Panathinaikos tonight. And that's why he couldn't be on the show, unfortunately. And there it is. Marios Manzos, and he's signing his book, Why Jurgen Klopp Was a Perfect Fit for Liverpool, the social one. And it's a book signing in conversation with Frank Carlyle at Waterstones, Liverpool 1, on Thursday, August the 17th at 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. And, you know, I think that's just absolutely wonderful for a good friend of ours, isn't it? You know, let's be...
Hey, Frank, if you're there before me and George, you better keep us respect.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm filming next week, you know, I'm filming next week for Channel 5 about Charles Dickens. And
Is it live?
No, it's gonna go out. I don't know when it's going out. They're actually filming me, you know, here in Liverpool, and it's early in the morning though. It's early in the morning because where we're going, a place where people do go, and they said we've got to film it early in the morning before, you know, all these people start coming in. So I said, okay. See, it's next Wednesday, so I'll be filming. You can imagine me next week, you know, and I'll let you all know how it went. Actually, I want to give you the ring. I want to give you the ring right after this, if you don't mind.
No problem.
And Lee Brady, thanks for tonight, everyone's guests and viewers. See you Thursday, and look at that. I don't know whether they're two pints. I thought that was a hot dog. To me at the end, two thumbs up. I thought it was a hot dog and the 2 pints chinking away. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that?
Yeah, lovely.
You know, just lovely people. And I bet you any money these will be there on the 17th.
That's what I'm saying. If you're there before us, you keep us in spec.
Yeah. I'm
on
Facebook page as well.
Yeah, well, this is it. You see, we'll have to be posh, won't we? You know, to be.
Of course we will.
Waterstones, posh.
I'll bring a couple of books and sign them for you, Tommy and Frank.
Oh, I'm bringing them, George. Don't you worry, mate. They'll be there. You sign it, and Marios will sign it, and loads of photos.
Yeah, I've got one.
Oh, yeah, definitely photos. You know, I bet you some of the lads will be there. Bet you any money, because it's wasting my time saying I'll get Jason to put the photographs up because they'll already be there. I'd be behind the camera looking in, you know. But anyway, lads, it's next week for you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Lovely. Yeah, lovely.
Oh, brilliant. It's been really wonderful tonight, and it's just got to thank you.
We might have 2 more players in by next week, Frank.
Hey?
We might have 2 more players in by next week.
Oh, well, Thanks for staying. You're not stealing me. Oh, look at this. This is lovely, this. Charlie Wood, great show, lads. Good night, chaps.
Good night, God bless you.
We're being called chaps now. Frank, did you mention something about a trip to the Liverpool Castle replica? I'd be into it. Yeah, there's something going on. There's a lady, she's organising this particular trip. It's a coach trip, obviously, but it'll be a weekday. And once she organises it, I'll let you know, Lee, and people who want to go, because it's brilliant. You know, the replica castle, it really is. Because I showed it last night on the show, and it was really good. Jason just got us up, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, Lee, definitely, mate, and I'll let you know when it is, because the ladies organise it as we speak. Okay. And
well, good night, God bless George. Good night, God bless Frank.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday.
See you next week, Frank. I'll speak to you in a minute, Frank.
I'll speak to you in a minute, Tom. Ta-ra.